welcome to Dirtbag Minimal. I'm Karina, your host. I am going to take you on a tour of my tiny house. It's currently in construction, so it's not 100% done, but you can really get a feel of where I'm going with it. And I know this is long overdue, and so for all my friends and everyone out there that I've been talking about this, right now is your moment. You get to see inside my brain. So I've been building this since February 2019, and this has been a dream for a while. I saved a lot of money and just plugging away at it, working at the same time. And right now, during COVID time, I've had more free time to be able to work on it. So I'm really excited to show you what I've done. Just painted the exterior. This is a 10-foot by 24-foot trailer, bed, custom made, custom design, and all out of my head. So I was pretty amazed when I saw that it was standing and hasn't fallen apart, and I've already moved it once. And anyway, here it is. Let's go. So I jacked up the trailer. It's on 7 different spots, put up and leveled so that I don't put pressure on the wheels. These doors were a disaster. It took a while to make them what they are today, but that is an episode for another day. So come on in. These are double patio doors, so they both open up, but right now you can come on in here. Where you're entering is the living room. Right here I'm building a closet. There's going to be a small sofa here, a wood burning stove right here. I've got birch 1/4-inch plywood on the walls that I will paint white because there's a lot of cracks and stuff that I need to do. And also white is alright because I do like the openness that it gives, and so much of my design preference is this sort of Scandinavian clean white lines, and it really brings in more natural light and keeps the space airy and makes it feel a little bit bigger, and it lets you play a little bit more with color if you wanted to, but I don't because I'm boring and I like white and black and gray. They're my favorite colors. Anyway, so we have this big space here. So then if you come over here, you will see I have this space divided. I have the kitchen on the right side over here and bathroom over here. There's going to be a wall here and a sliding door, but this is helpful now so you can see. This is going to be a wall, but there will be a small washing machine here with a wall. This is a composting toilet that I researched a lot about, and so I'll do a separate episode all about that and how to install, etc. Here I've got a custom-made sink and then a corner shower that I installed. I'll do a whole episode on the shower. And so the plumbing is all done. Got my window here, working on spackling right here, smoothing out these cracks, sanding that down. Still got a lot of work to go in here. Over here I have the kitchen, and right now this is storage space in a way, but the countertop will go all the way down here. I'm going to have a small 2-burner propane stove right here, stove top, no oven, sink here, and then there will be a refrigerator underneath here. I'm going to make some custom cabinetry here with sliding doors, and then I'll have 2 shelves right here that will open shelves that will hold dishes and stuff like that. Over here I'll have a thin small shelf, and underneath more storage, hooks and stuff, and this will be the same height as the kitchen countertop so you can kind of eat and look outside. Right here will be a folding table that comes out to be able to eat at and comes back down, and a little work area over here. My idea was I wanted to keep the living space really, really open. That was important to me. I'm not the biggest fan of like a bunch of furniture. I don't need a big couch. I'm gonna have a small seating area there. I like a lot of floor space to do yoga, to sometimes eat on the floor, and just sort of the airiness of it makes the tiny house feel more livable to me. So that was something that was really, really important, just to have that space. The loft area up here is for storage, not for sleeping, because I did not want to sleep in a loft. I don't like it. It's claustrophobic. To me, having a downstairs bedroom is really important. So I'll show you that way down here. There will be a sliding door right here. And then coming into the bedroom, I'm working on building a platform right here. That'll be about this high, where the mattress will go, and it'll basically fill the whole room. There's going to be a hinge on the plywood itself that comes up. So you almost have a door that's on its side that does this. That's going to allow for all this space to be storage and access to the plumbing lines if I need that. I specifically did not put these in the wall. Usually all plumbing lines go through the wall, but I tried to keep them as much accessible as possible. So in the kitchen too, all the plumbing is accessible when you go underneath the sink, and for here as well in the bedroom, in case there was a leak or anything happened, I could get in there. Also great big area for storage for bedding and whatever I need. Then there will be 3 drawers right here coming out to put all the clothing in, and then probably a hook up, or a little pole up there in the loft in order to hang clothes. So as you can see, I'm still in progress here, working on insulating a little bit these interior walls, and normally you really wouldn't do that. Because this is such a small space and the bathroom is on the other side of this wall, I really wanted to make sure that the bedroom was an oasis and that you couldn't hear anything from the bathroom, you can't hear anything from the kitchen, so you can really feel like it's a small place that you can kind of lock away. And for a tiny house, it's just a really minimal amount of space like that you are going to have. So I really wanted to plan that to make sure that I have somewhere to go or somewhere special, somewhere where I can close off and not the whole thing is just in one open space, which is great too. I do like that as well. So I'll have another episode all about insulation. I used denim insulation. I'm just going to do little pointers so you kind of get a quick rundown, but the denim insulation is great. I can touch it, I can put my face on it. It's not like fiberglass, and it's a great recycled product to use, and I tried to do that as much as possible in this space because sustainability and environmentalism is a key component of why I'm doing this and one of my interests in building this space. So we can walk back this way. And so I wanted to create this flow in the kitchen where you can kind of come like this. I have a fan right here, and there's one in the bathroom as well. This was actually an afterthought that my dear brother, who also does construction, noted to me that I really need some ventilation. A lot of stuff in here are afterthoughts because I'm learning as I go, and I think I just want to always emphasize that. It's not necessarily the best way to do it, but I don't know any other way. It's who I am, and I still get things done. So this was an afterthought in the bathroom and here, but this way it pulls when I'm cooking here on the stove and also in the bathroom all the moisture, because in tiny houses moisture is a very big enemy. And so as much as I've read and researched about that, really trying to make sure I get as much moisture out as possible. I have a lot of windows that open. I have really big doors. Being outside is really important to me. That's why I'm making a tiny house, because I spend most of my time outside. So I plan on having windows and doors open a lot. That's why I have these patio doors. So you can really just kind of feel like you get the outside in. You know, and you can, and when I park my tiny house, I'll put a deck around it, you know, so you can kind of eat outside, have tables like that. This design was I came up with it. I'm not an engineer, I didn't study architecture. I've done some building before, but basically it was a dream, and I've always seen myself as sort of an artist, and this is my biggest project to date, my art project to date. So it's been a really interesting experience. The most intense emotional moment for me was that I had drawn and sketched all of this, didn't use SketchUp, I didn't use any app to sort of plan the design out like a lot of people do, which is great. I just don't work like that. I drew everything with pen and pencil and paper and just used math, you know, to figure out rafters and angles. Your basic elementary school math came in handy. And to me that was part of the fun. Yes, it brought mistakes. Yes, it took longer. But, you know, when I finally started building and got to this point where everything had been just on paper, and I suddenly realized that I could walk inside something that had been in my head so long. It was no longer inside of me, but I was inside of it. That was a really, really powerful moment. And so with these videos and with Dirtbag Minimalism, I'm really just trying to explain that, you know, you can do it no matter who you are, no matter what process you have, no matter if it's really messy. It looks kind of clean in here to me right now because I had some help cleaning it because I had a little talk in here, but normally it's an absolute disaster. And that's me. So it's all about not being perfect. It's all about not knowing what you're doing, because to me, failure is not trying at all. And so if you try and you fail, you didn't fail, is how I see it. And I've always seen it that way. I'm not sure why, but that's why, you know, I just start things blindly, jump right in. And I'm really happy to be able to share this with anyone who wants to watch, and anyone that has questions or is hesitant or has doubt about their ability to build something or just wants to know where to start. That's where I can help. That's where I want to help. There's a lot of amazing resources, a lot of amazing people that do YouTube videos, and I felt like I wasn't sure if my voice should be added in, but I think that I do have something to say, and I do have a very specific vision and way that I go about things that might not be seen very much. So I just want to tell you, you can be dirty, you can be messy, you can be a disaster, and you can still do shit. So welcome to Dirtbag Minimal.